I'm back! I'm sorry about this long delay and for being away. I seriously struggled to create new content while I was in the middle of upgrading my PC. Thus, this is my new video using my new rig, and I thought that it would be just appropriate to make this first video on this new machine about the new machine. So in this video, you shall see all the hardware I chose, prices and the money I had to spend. You shall see the full set in action and even learn how I managed to get all of those components. Let me tell you, all this hardware took a lot of research, quite a hefty sum of money, and most of all, time. Problem here in the middle of hell is that somehow PS5s and PC parts and components seem to be impossible to obtain, still. And what do I mean by impossible? That is that no one here knows, in any of our PC stores, anything about the restock for CPUs, GPUs and even PSUs. Since September, since September I've been eyeing on the pieces and the release dates of them all. I put orders into several stores and I haven't cancelled them still, just to see if they contact me, if even at all. Anyways, here are my pieces for my full AMD setup. Yep, AMD, a new market leader after 13 years of basically being a doormat. For my GPU, I chose AMD RX 6900 XT, which is the best non-professional GPU for fast rendering speeds, high gaming performance, and sturdy build with a decent cooling system. Although a bit overpriced while only being slightly better than the RX 6800, I still didn't want to buy the inferior version. It also has 4 video outputs for all my monitors and the TV. Since my main goal for this setup was to be able to edit 4K videos, this graphics card will aid me in most tasks, even in the future. Plus I can play Microsoft Flight Simulator in ultra settings. For my hard drive, I chose Samsung Evo 980 M2, which is an upgraded version of 970. Sadly, I couldn't get the 2TB version. I only got the 1, since 2TB version is still a myth, so I was told at least. It has almost 7 gigs per second read and write speed, which makes it excellent for running most of my software. For memory, I chose DDR4 Trident C Neo 2x16 gigs for starters. 3600 MHz C16 means that these are a nice choice even for overclocking, which I will never do. These also have some nice LED lights, but nothing too blingy. It will make sense later on. Most of my audio editing software needs RAM, so 16 gigs of those 32 in total will be locked immediately, but in the future I will fill out the 2 other remaining slots on my motherboard. Choosing the right motherboard was the most difficult job, because this thing binds everything together, everything, and it will grant you access to all the utilities other components might have, whether it's massive amount of fast and modern USB ports, or super speed PCIe 4 slot. I managed to find this. ROG Crosshair 7 formula with everything I need and even more. It even has a digital display showing error messages and CPU's temperature. It has its own fan, cooling vents, it has blinky lights even, but most of all, it's riddled with much needed USB ports and dedicated port for BIOS. It's liquid cooling compatible and has an amazing backplate which would even stop a bullet. It also has a built-in ultra-fast internet modem and Bluetooth receiver. What else could you want? And now the soul of my AMD build. Ryzen 9 5950X, 16 cores, 32 threads. It's the fastest monster for home use. Not as badass as Mr. Dreadripper, but enough to keep me sorted for next 4 years. This here is a hardcore workhorse, more than capable of running every piece of software out there. Now to record my gameplay in maximum fidelity, I needed an upgrade. Elgato 4K 60 Pro records 4K material with ease. This one is a true upgrade from my HD Pro. 4K is twice as big, sleek looking, and runs on the best drivers compatible with everything else. With this single card, I can record everything in maximum quality. PS5's graphical superiority will shine through in fantastic 4K look. So you definitely have something to wait for in the future. While gaming or editing, a lot of pressure is put on your system. it needs cooling. For that, I chose Master Liquid ML360R just because it looked cool. The box arrived like this, almost opened, taped, beaten up. I was not sad, I was not mad, I just hoped it would work. Hooking it up was a lot of work because there was, well, basically it was my first time ever setting up a liquid cooling setup. Plus, my chosen case wasn't big enough to fit it all snugly. So, my chosen case, Dark Base Pro 900 Silver Rev 2 from Be Quiet. A beautiful metallic look with a hint of silver gloss. A reversible build case with a full tempered glass see-through side. Oh my god, heavenly look. Let it all shine through, all the LEDs and everything. Now this should be a full tower, but damn it's small compared to my massive full tower in use at the moment. Those new components, especially the liquid cooling unit, takes a massive amount of space, and I had to invent new clever ways to make it all fit. It was not easy, but damn it was fun. I love that this case has both dust filters and noise dampeners, plus it came with 3 massive vents, 2 of them in front and 1 in the back, all sound padded. To power it all, I used 1000 watt PSU, but since those are really hard to come by at the moment, I used an old substitute PCU from my old mining rig, Corsair 750. It had seen some days and yup, it burned down after installing Windows. It even started to smell like a chemical fire. I was actually afraid that I managed to somehow short-circuit something on my motherboard. But luckily, my impatience was rewarded, and I managed to snatch the last Corsair 1kW PSU, and everything booted up. Lucky me! 30 more minutes and the store would have given it away to another customer, so I was really lucky. So why are graphics cards and power supply units so hard to obtain at the moment? Well, it's because we're here again! A new market cycle for Ethereum mining. So the next 10 months will be a supply shortage, and all the prices for old 1070s and 580s and so on will skyrocket. In 4 months I will be able to sell my old GPU for double the price it's today. By the way, it's already 4 times more expensive than it was 5 months ago. As Ethereum prices rise, the profitability for mining rigs will increase, thus the demand for new rigs will go up. Power supply units also go fast because one rig with 5 to 6 cards needs about 1.5 kilowatts of power. So snatch them up when you can, because you can sell them with double the price really soon. When the Ethereum price will surge above 4 or 5,000 US dollars, people will go mental again, and thus the new mining boom will probably reach a stop in 3 or 4 months after that. So you just keep your old components and sell them for a very high price. I was here in the previous cycle and I was the one buying those with higher prices, so this time I will be smarter and sell them with triple, quadruple the price. So this right here is my new setup, and I hope that it will bring you many high fidelity and nice quality videos in the future. And of course I'm starting really soon already. Here is the promised list, the price list, how much my components really cost. I might have overpaid for some of those components, I know, I'm guilty, but I wanted my components to be here, otherwise it would have not happened at all. So, as I mentioned earlier, I promised to let you know how did I manage to get all of those pieces. Well, it turned out that there is one really well-connected shop in Tallinn. They managed to get me all of the components in a week. The only one who truly managed to deliver. Ironically, the name of this shop is Empty Shop, which might sound like empty shop. But in fact it was full of love, components, and eagerness to find them all for me. The best experience I've ever had in customer service department ever. Go there, get your components, and build whatever you like. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, hit that like, smash that bell, and if you dare, subscribe as well. I'm SillyLlamaz, and thanks for watching. Till next time.